Alright guys, finally, the 8th episode of Windbreaker is out, and let me tell you, this episode has truly changed everything. I'm telling you, there isn't a huge twist coming, but the fight scenes in this episode, I was blown away. I have watched all 3 seasons of Tokyo Revengers quite thoroughly, and I used to think that Windbreaker was just a copy of it in a way, but no, Windbreaker has truly won my heart after this episode. Alright, I won't overhype it, let's start the video for now and we'll talk more at the end. The episode starts with Sakura and Togami facing off. Sakura is just blocking all of Togame's attacks with ease. Game, clearly frustrated, kicks hard, making Sakura fall back a bit. Sakura just smiles and says, "Is that all you've got?" Togami, angered, unleashes a barrage of kicks, but Sakura dodges them effortlessly. Sakura then lands a powerful punch that sends Togami flying. Togami gets up, breathing heavily, and says, "Why aren't you giving it your all? You're neither dodging my kicks properly nor attacking me with full force. What do you want?" Sakura thinks to himself that he entered this fight because he thought he knew what he needed to do, but he was wrong. He wants to know why Togami killed those 2 guys and what his true intentions are. When Sakura asks Togami directly, "Why did you kill those 2? Don't you think being powerful means your men can act however they want?" Togami, now quite depressed, replies, "Yes, this is a home for the powerful, but there's no place for worthless people here. If lions can't think straight, they can't work properly either. So I had to take down one worthless fighter after another. But then I realized that Choji is very attached to Bafur and thought there might be a spark after this, that Choji might change in some way, and I dragged everyone into this fight one by one, but now I can't back out. That day I decided to carry forward his mistake, and now I can't stop." When Sakura asks Togami what he wants to do now, Togami replies, "I want to go to the mountains." Sakura is a bit confused by this and thinks to himself, what nonsense is he talking about? Sakura says to Togami, "You said this is not a place for worthless people, so what are you doing here? Aren't you worthless too? I'll beat you up to prove how pathetic you are." Sakura gets ready to fight again and tells Togami to try to stay cool, so he might feel like fighting him more in the future. Alright, let's continue. Then they say that in a way, you're quite selfish, always thinking only about yourself. So finally, Sakura moves in to attack Togami, but Togami easily dodges the attack. Sakura says, "No matter how powerful my opponent is, I look them in the eye. Even if my life is on the line, I don't avert my gaze, nor do I change." Obviously, this makes Togami realize something about Sakura's dedication, that he never backs down and faces challenges head on. Then we get flashbacks to the day when Togami asked Choji if what he was doing was wrong, and Choji got angry, saying, "If you don't like my rules, you can leave or run away." On that day, Togami didn't take a stand for anyone. He just bowed down in front of Tomiyama and never thought about changing him. Basically, Togami regrets this decision now. Togami finally gets serious and says, "It seems you really know how to get on people's nerves," and he lands a spectacular punch on Sakura's face. Togami is a bit happy and says, "I knew you weren't giving your 100%. After this, Togami unties his hair, throws off his slippers, and finally starts getting serious. He tells Sakura, "Hey Sakura, let's get serious now," and both of them start smiling. We are shown that their fight is so intense that everyone watching is shocked, thinking, "What's going on? This fight is insane." While fighting, both of them are smiling, confusing everyone around. Seeing Sakura's strength amazes Suo, while Nira is completely shaken, saying, "I never knew Sakura was this strong." Iraki also says the same, and Umemiya agrees. Their fight is going remarkably well, and while fighting, Sakura thinks, "I'm fighting with a really awful person, but why am I enjoying this fight so much?" Until now, none of his opponents had ever called him by his name, so fighting Togami feels different. Game also starts thinking about how amazing Sakura is. Anyway, they both land an incredible kick on each other simultaneously and fall to the ground. Togami, now enjoying the fight, stands up and says, "Who knew fighting could feel this good? Let's end this now, Sakura. It's been a while." They both move forward, and just as they are about to punch each other in the face, Togami remembers that Sakura had told him that no matter how strong his opponent is, he never averts his gaze, even if his life is at stake. This is very important to Togami, as he recalls a flashback thinking that if he had fought Choji back then, things might be different today, and Choji wouldn't be in his current state. Sakura punches Togami, who doesn't retaliate because he's distracted. Togami falls to the ground and says, "I fell, I give up." Everyone is shocked to hear Togami say he's given up. They think he must have meant that he would get up and keep fighting. But Sakura clearly hears Togami admit defeat, which surprises him a lot. Choji Tomiyama, unable to wait, jumps onto the stage and says, Hey, enough of you guys, it's my turn to fight now. Sakura tries to stop him, saying, Hey, hold on, our fight isn't over yet. Togami steps forward and says, Look, it was our mistake and I messed everything up, let's just leave. Just then, in a blink, Choji delivers an impressive spinning kick to Togami, sending him flying. This angers Sakura, and he grabs Tomiyama by the collar, ready to punch him. At this moment, Umemiya steps in and stops Sakura, saying, Look, Sakura, you've made your point, you've tried your best, and it shows. So Tomiyama, I'll leave the follow-up to you, alright? After this, Tomima steps down from the stage and Sakura also starts to leave, saying, If you lose, I'll deal with you. Umemiya replies, Alright, understood. Sakura wonders why he's so angry about this, since it didn't bother him before to see people get beaten up. Seeing Game get beaten up really upset him this time. He recalls Umemiya's words about how Sakura's fight with Game was a form of conversation, making Sakura understand the kind of person Togame is. Maybe that's why he felt bad seeing Togami get hurt. Sakura steps down from the stage and Nier is crying tears of joy. Everyone praises Sakura, and finally, the fight between Umemiya and Tomiyama is about to start, which promises to be quite intense. Umemiya asks Tomiyama, Did you learn anything from watching the previous fight? Did you feel anything? Tomiyama responds, No, I didn't feel anything. Umemiya covers his mouth with his hand and says, Oh, is that so? That's quite unfortunate. Choji then asks, What's unfortunate? Why? Tomiyama says, It doesn't matter. I don't understand anything you're saying. There are such strong fighters in your team, and in our team, everyone is so weak and useless. Hearing this, the members of Shishitoran think, Is this what Tomiyama thinks of us? Choji continues, If I win, Bofaren will be mine, and I'll become powerful and free just like you. If I can prove that I'm strong, I'll take control of Furin and finally be free, enjoying life more than anyone else and ending my boredom. Choji then starts to demonstrate his skills, showing how agile he is, and his attacks are simply incredible, of a type I've never seen before. Seeing this, Suo is shocked, and Nier is absolutely frozen, thinking, What's happening here? Iragi explains that this is why Tomi is the youngest leader in Shishitoran history. Hearing this, Sakura gets a bit scared, thinking that if Umemiya hadn't stopped him at that time, the situation could have been much worse. All he thinks about is becoming stronger. That's what keeps running through Sakura's mind. Finally, after a few attacks, when Tomiyama pauses, Umemiya says to him, Look, attacking the shoulders won't get you anywhere. To this, Tomiyama moves forward and says, I don't understand a damn thing you're saying. Then we are shown Umemiya's powerful aura as he finally gets serious in this fight. He says, If you can't understand this properly, there's a 100% chance that I'll win. This fight, what can I say? This episode ends on such a cliffhanger that I'm really excited for the fight between Tomiyama and Umemiya. Both are amazing characters, and honestly, I don't even want to compare this to Tokyo Revengers anymore. For me, this has become a separate anime, which is incredible, and I'm eagerly waiting for the upcoming episodes. So if you like this video, make sure to like it and subscribe the channel, and that's it for today. Let's meet another episode. For now, goodbye friends.